He's not the only one with a great car, so come on out here. You have until 9 o'clock tonight to check out all these cool cars, listen to some live music, maybe eat some food. I'm standing on the corner of Scottsville Road and Lovers Lane where traffic isn't too heavy, and right now it's still just rain. The entire building was evacuated at 4 p.m. after a suspicious package was found inside. Usually I couldn't be standing in the middle of I-65, but right now I am, along with many other people, after 2 tractor trailers collided, causing backup for miles. And it was kind of surprising. Bowling Green had them cheaper, about 50 cents cheaper than the highest price today over in Allen County. Beautiful start to Memorial Day weekend, and I'm actually lucky enough to be out on a boat with the folks from Barren River State Docks. And there are all kinds of stores around here. I actually stopped by Walmart earlier and got this nice little bag of supplies I'm going to go donate. So it's real easy to swing by on your way to work. I'm actually here with Superintendent Joe Tinius with Bowling Green Independent Schools. One tree happened to land right on a moving truck. You can see here in this video that it did quite the damage. Roundabout's not even open yet, but he says he's already seeing some problems where his footage might come in handy.
Our Kristin Martin has tonight's top story at 6.
Members of New Gospel Outreach Church are in shock after finding out their pastor was arrested last night on sex-related charges for instances that happened right inside these doors, according to officials.
He has been a faithful, dedicated pastor to the church. He's worked hard. He's worked, at the church with no salary.
46-year-old Roy Yoakum has been at the church 6 years, but he won't be preaching there Sunday after being arrested on several charges, including rape and sodomy.
He's a predator, and he doesn't need to be on the street, and I'm glad we got it.
The detective says the 14-year-old's mom, who attends the church, contacted police when her son's behavior changed, and she found graphic messages and photos from Yoakum on his phone.
They were along the lines of really, really affectionate. There was some emotion in them. He was calling him a liar and telling him that he didn't have any feelings for him anymore.
Keene says Yoakum took the boy to Gallatin, Tennessee, where he was forced to have sex, and it happened again at the church.
I don't want to really speak to whether he's guilty or not guilty. We, much like the community, are just getting information and starting to process it ourselves.
Turns out Yoakum was already listed as a sex offender after a case in Warren County back in 2003, and the church knew.
We're firm believers in the Bible, so if God's forgiven you, then we're in no position to treat you any otherwise.
Keene predicts more charges and victims in this case.
And this is through the victim that I talked to, that there's another victim in Bowling Green that I'm going to have to speak with, that Mr. Yoakum's been doing this to as well.
With these kind of things, it does look negatively on the church. We ask the community not to view the church or its members negatively. Officials tell me this case could go to federal courts because the alleged acts happened here in Kentucky and in Tennessee. Reporting in Scottsville, Kristin Martin, WBKO.
Our Kristin Martin reports the sinkhole in the Sky Dome is bringing people in who would have never stopped by before.
They saw it all over the news. 8 Corvettes swallowed by a sinkhole.
It's different when you see it in person down here, how it really has torn these cars up.
Now they're stopping by to see the 5 that have been pulled out and the hole where the other 3 still lie.
I wish you could get closer and see inside of it because I wanted to see what the other cars look like.
The first car out actually started. The 5th was completely smashed.
I still can't believe the glass is still sort of in one little crinkle, but it's really sad what happened.
They see the first one and you kind of hear, oh, that's sad. And as the cars are in worse shape leading up to the 5th car that they extracted, you hear physical moans and they're in pain for them. And I saw a lady today who was actually in tears and shaking.
Eaton says as unfortunate as it was, they're seeing some positive come from the disaster.
And there have been so many people who have come with express purposes of seeing the sinkhole. Well, those people we get to introduce to the Corvette, and the Corvette people we get to introduce to the sinkhole.
Like these 2 men who made a pit stop on their way home from Mississippi.
Yeah, we want to see this sinkhole and these Corvettes come out.
I've never had the opportunity to stop in before to the museum, but it's very interesting.
Eaton says 700 more tourists came from February 13th to March 13th this year than last.
The work that's being done in the dome with the cranes and the drilling, they're finding that very interesting too. So some of this has just been an unexpected tourist attraction.
Museum members have asked that all cars be put on display untouched, where they'll stay through August. In Bowling Green, Kristin Martin, WBKO.
This is tonight's top story at 10.
A crowd in downtown Franklin welcomed Allison Lundergan Grimes as she rolled into town for a jobs bus tour this morning. She said she hopes to become Kentucky's first female United States Senator. Results from a new Bluegrass poll make it look possible as she leads McConnell 43 to 42%.
We're excited about the momentum that continues to grow, and Kentuckians are saying this election isn't up for sale. They won't be bought no matter how many millions of dollars Mitch McConnell tries to put out there in negative, nasty ads. They're ready for someone that actually has a jobs plan to grow the middle class.
Later at a meet and greet in Bowling Green, Senator Mitch McConnell wasn't too concerned about those results.
Well, I mean, we got a preliminary Tuesday. We think we're going to get a good result then and move on to the general election. I'm very confident I'm going to be reelected and give Kentucky an opportunity to have a front row seat in the Senate.
They spoke to the crowds about several issues, focusing mainly on the economy. Grimes says Kentucky needs a higher minimum wage.
All Kentuckians across this Commonwealth deserve the opportunity to share in the American dream, a shared prosperity that when we grow the middle class, we all survive. And the studies that are out there show, especially here in Kentucky, it raises the incomes of 1 in 4 Kentuckians. It grows our gross domestic product, and most importantly, it actually creates thousands of jobs.
McConnell says at this time it would be damaging to the state.
The Congressional Budget Office, which doesn't work for either Republicans or Democrats, and in fact is run by a former Clinton White House staffer, says it would cost between 500,000 and 1 million jobs. And here in Kentucky, the estimates are 17,000 jobs lost. The last thing we need in this jobless recovery is fewer jobs.
Both are confidently looking ahead to the general election, hoping to get or keep that seat in the U.S. Senate. Reporting in South Central Kentucky, Kristin Martin, WBKO.